tall buildings that never seem to end, a sky that we never seem to see, and impressive discoveries that seem impossible at first. A world in which people utilize glass, metal, and plastic to create images that are transformed through a screen called a phone. But the world wasn't always like this. At first, people had to hunt and gather for food, they had to constantly search for shelter, and they had to make sure that they weren't being eaten by other predators. So how did we get from an age so primitive to an age of advancement that we are in right now? A part of that answer is evolution. According to Charles Darwin, animals are closely related to each other, which means that some species are in some way a mutation from another species. But this transformation didn't happen in a very small time. It took a very long time to get from one species to the next. According to the Smithsonian Institute, it takes millions or maybe even billions of years to go from chimpanzees to humans. It took 7 million years, in fact. And even between this transformation, there were different types of humans called hominins. According to the National Geographic, the early hominins were so closely related to the chimpanzees that they had very ape-like features. Some of these features include not dexterous fingers and toes, not being bipedal, and having teeth that are more suited to hunting rather than eating. But as time went on, these humans got more and more advanced, and there were more mutations to make life easier. Some of these changes in humans include dexterous fingers and toes, being bipedal, and most importantly, a high sense of intelligence. And this high sense of intelligence contributed to the developments and the advancements that we see today. This high sense of intelligence allowed humans to create tools and ideas and find new discoveries that help them a lot in living their lives today. Some of these most impactful discoveries is the discovery of fire, which allowed them to use light as a source and use fire to cook foods that have more nutrition. It also became a tool to scare away predators and other animals. Another impactful discovery was the discovery of communication. Once humans learned how to communicate, it became easier to learn ideas and learn advancements from other people so that they can have more advanced ideas and society can become more advanced. And lastly, and most importantly, the discovery of agriculture led to the hominins to stop being nomads, meaning they weren't staying from one place to the next. They weren't going from one place to the next. It was easier to stay in one place and take care of their crops and livestock. Once they settled down, these settlements started to form into villages, which eventually led to kingdoms, which eventually led to the empires that we see today. And these empires turned into the countries that are most prevalent and more impactful. And within these countries, there were a lot of discoveries and ideas that will continue to be evolved throughout history. These discoveries include the discoveries in science, cooking, language arts, or basically anything you can think of. And we will continue to evolve and we will continue to become more advanced.